Canadians appeal to me in a very deep way.
If you crossed the border, they wouldn't even ask for a passport. They'd just be, oh, Mr. Carell.
That's how nice we are. Kaylee, you're so brilliant in this film. I wish somebody handed me a tissue before I walked in, because you are the heart of this film.
Thank you.
You kind of have these things where you can see ifs, but every superhero has a sidekick, right? Like Deadpool has Wolverine. What was it like?
Amazing. This is going great.
Yes, Canada comes in hot.
It does.
What was it like having Ryan as your sidekick in this?
I mean, it was the best. I think it worked out perfectly. I think we were great together. And every day was just so much fun, and I learned so much. I learned just by watching you.
Ditto.
I feel like that's the best way to learn, is just to watch and to work, and I think I grew along with my character through the movie. We actually shot kind of in order, which I'd never done before, so I think that really helped.
And it's funny, because I always wanted to do a movie for my kids, but I wasn't sure what to do. And I'd had this idea of doing an imaginary friends kind of movie, but I wasn't sure what my in was. And it was actually through them, by them, for them, because I used to spend hours standing in a doorway watching them disappear into this magical world that we as parents aren't invited into. And then the pandemic hit, and I saw them start to do fewer and fewer imaginary games. Their light started to go out, and they started to ask big questions. And I remember turning to Emily and going, oh my God, this is the definition of growing up, when you feel like you have to give up childhood in order to join the real world. And I said, no, I'm gonna write a movie where they know you don't have to do that. That magical world you created is there for you always. And yes, we all have bad days,
and
but you can go back.
Adults.
Adults, yeah.
Like, we need that, you know,
well,
that
that's
imagination.
The thing. Making the movie, I realized it was probably way more for me than it even was for my kids. Because you have to remember how to go about everything. During the pandemic, I did this show, Some Good News, and I was so blown away. That was my therapy of how to get through it. But the response to it was so overwhelmingly beautiful and positive, and how everyone came together to do something good. And I thought, what if I do that in movie form? You know what I mean? So it was a similar thing of reminding people that there's all good in the world was some good news, and then here it's like you can always go back to your childhood. I
love the fact that you also, like, just in this film, it was just so brilliant to see both of these come together. But Pookie, right? You had your imaginary if growing up. What do you think Pookie would say about where Ryan is today professionally, and with all the philanthropic work? Like, how proud would Pookie be?
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I was wrong. My brother reminded me that my brother's imaginary friend was Pookie. Mine was Gumby. They were from the cartoon, but they didn't look like them. So mine was like a vampire thing, and my brother's was a bear. But I think if my imaginary friend could see me now, it'd be pretty. I think, once you get a little bit older, you go, okay, like I think I got a pretty good handle on a business that doesn't usually value having a pretty good handle on anything. So
Pookie would be proud.
Yeah. I feel like I did Pookie and Gumby proud, I think. Yeah.
I think you did. Yeah. You obviously have one of our favorite Canadian royalty, Ryan, as part of this as well.
He is royalty, right?
He is royalty.
Yeah.
Well,
has he been knighted? Has there been a sword involved?
No, but I think he's kind of brought that title on, and now we just kind of follow him along.
He's a self-proclaimed royal? Oh my God, that's even better.
He is, but he's known to also do a lot of pranks. Like, the guy is just a huge goof. What was it like having him on? Like, did he do anything? Like, you can totally let us know. We will report it back.
Okay, great. Just turn this off. No, listen, I've been a big fan of Ryan's forever. I remember Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. I saw that, and I remember thinking, not only who is this, but what is this? Like, I'd never seen comedy that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just so unique and so funny. But then you get to know him as a friend, and you see him as a husband and as a dad and as a friend, and you realize he has the biggest heart. He's an emotional well. And I just thought, if I could bring a fraction of that onto the camera and put this in a movie, we would have something magical, and he did that times 10. I mean, he is extremely funny in this movie, so charming as he always is. But he really, I think, brought his girl dad spirit, and he really brought a whole lot of parenting and the idea of kids and imagination and childhood. He brought it to the role, and it's beautiful.
Let's get real for a moment, though.
Let's do it.
Because it's going to be probably the battle of the Ryans at the box office this summer, right? And we know of this ongoing Gosling versus Reynolds,
both Canadians.
Canadians.
Yeah.
Like, I know, we raise them really well there, right?
Yeah. Do you guys do like street fights, or like how does it work out?
We really should. I would love to see a street fight between the two Ryans.
Or like a dance fight. They both dance. You could do like a dance fight.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But why do you think If is going to come out on top?
Probably. I don't know if it comes out on top. They're two totally different movies.
I'm going to call it. I think it is.
Oh my God. Well, listen, don't tell anybody in my house. No, listen, I just saw Fall Guy a few weeks ago. It's the reason we all go back to the movies.
So
it's
true.
So much fun. And Ryan and Emily are charm offensive. They're just so good together. So it's actually been really fun having movies come out at the same time, because there's this energy and spirit of getting good movies out there. We all want people to go to the theaters and have fun. And so we made movies where people go to the theaters and have fun.
People do go to the theaters, and like now they like do back-to-back, so perhaps both of the Ryans will come out on top.
God, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do
like the Barbenheimer
double features.
thing.
Yeah, double features.
You could be like Fall Guy.
Fall
If Fall.
If Guy.
If Guy.
If Guy. We nailed it. We nailed it.
We just nailed it. I think we started something here.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't realize how badly I needed Steve Carell as Blue in my life. From all the work you've done, I feel like this is going to be ingrained in my head forever in the best way possible.
I'm glad.
However, I am curious to know the battle of the Ryans this summer, Reynolds versus Gosling. Why do you think If should be on the top spot? No pressure, because we know you love Gosling as well.
Well, I can't pick a Ryan over another Ryan.
And they're both Canadians.
I know, and they're both lovely people too.
Yeah.
And I guess, are all Canadians lovely? Mm-hmm. I mean, you seem like a lovely person as well.
Right.
So I'm not going to choose between the lovely Canadians that I have worked with.
Yeah. I love that. It's a very honest. You should be a Canadian. We should make him a Canadian.
I feel like I'm sort of an honorary Canadian.
A lot of people say that.
Because Canadians appeal to me in a very deep way.
If you crossed the border, they wouldn't even ask for a passport. They'd just be, oh, Mr. Carell.
That's how nice we are.
Even though he's muling something across, who knows, right?
They have no idea.
It could just be irony. I don't know what he's got inside there.
Thank you for bringing back Steve Carell to all of us.
You're welcome.
I did not realize how much I needed him back as Blue, and this little mini office reunion that you had as well. How fun was that?
It was the best. I mean, I actually wrote Blue for Steve without knowing that I didn't know if he'd say yes or not.
Right.
But there was only one way for me, genuinely, to write a character that would be the lead If in the movie, because I needed someone who was funny, who was heartfelt, who was incredibly vulnerable, and was the greatest kind of friend.
Yeah.
And so I just wrote Steve, and then ended up, Blue, the design of Blue was all about big hugs. Steve gives good hugs. And so if he hadn't said yes, I don't know what I was going to do. But
you'd have been screwed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
completely.
We got him,
but you got so many yeses. Like, talk about the most incredible cast. Like, forget the MCU. Like, this is the Krasinski coalition. Like, how do I become part of this?
Now bigger than the MCU. That's a good.
You are bigger than the MCU.
It's funny. It was the fastest yeses I've ever gotten.
It's amazing.
Which was it was insane. And listen, I'm sure they were all doing a favor to me, one that I cannot repay that debt. But they all were very sweet. I always call everybody before they read scripts, and I pitched them the movie, and everybody wrote back and said, yes, but yes, because they really believed in the movie. They loved this idea of bringing your childhood back and putting something good into the world. And so they were all behind it very nicely.
We're about to get very serious. Hugh Jackman, do you think it's all just big If? The whole friendship?
The whole friendship is imaginary, maybe? I don't know. I gotta say, that guy is pretty damn special. You're asking a serious question. I'm giving you a serious answer. We have a nice, fun rapport going, but I always think that that's a good sign of a healthy relationship. People that give each other crap. My wife and I tend to give each other a lot of crap, but underneath that, there's a pretty strong current of love, and I feel that same thing for Hugh.
So you're still convinced it's all real?
It is. I love anyone that can really garner my kids' love and affection. Like, my kids are way more obsessed with Hugh than me.
Yes.
I've walked into our apartment and seen Hugh literally acting out Greatest Showman while my kids are watching Greatest Showman.
Of course.
And he's doing the dances.
Stop.
Yeah.
Well, usually our kids are always obsessed with other people more than their parents.
Always,
anyway.
Of course,
so
as they should be.
That's like my 12-year-old. She thinks I'm like nothing, but she knows I'm talking to you, and she's like, oh my God.
That'll come full circle one day, though.
I hope so.
Get her back.
Listen, congratulations. Again, Kaylee, you were so brilliant, and I can't wait for my 12-year-old to watch this.
Me too.
Yeah, it's going to be on repeat, because she likes to do that with all the films, constantly. Thank you, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you again,
Nice
Ryan.
to see you again. Pleasure.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.